Imagine this situation. You are traveling across a remote desert highway. No cities nearby, no repair shops, no cell signal, just you, the road, and miles of empty land. Now imagine your vehicle suddenly stops working. For drivers of traditional motorhomes, that scenario is already stressful. But what if the future motorhome is electric? What if a Tesla motorhome eventually becomes a reality? A massive electric RV powered by batteries instead of diesel. Many people immediately ask the same question. What happens if it breaks down far away from help? Because motorhomes are not used for short city trips. They are designed for long adventures through mountains, deserts, forests, and remote national parks. So reliability becomes even more important than performance. Today we will break down what would happen if a Tesla motorhome breaks down far from help, how Tesla technology could actually reduce breakdown risk, and the real safety systems that could protect travelers in remote areas. If you enjoyed deep analysis about Tesla technology, electric vehicles, and the future of travel, subscribe to the channel right now. We break down real scenarios that many people are curious about, because when it comes to motorhomes, the journey often happens far from civilization. Let's begin. Why motorhome breakdowns are already a real problem. Before we talk about electric motorhomes, it is important to understand something very important about RV travel. Breakdowns are already a common reality for traditional motorhomes. In fact, many experienced RV owners will tell you that mechanical problems are almost expected at some point during long trips. The reason is simple. A motorhome is not just a vehicle. It is also a house. And when you combine a large vehicle with a full living system, you create a machine that is far more complicated than a normal car. Inside a typical motorhome, you will find many major systems operating at the same time. For example, a large diesel engine that powers the vehicle, a heavy-duty transmission, cooling systems designed to prevent engine overheating, onboard generators that produce electricity when the vehicle is parked, water pumps and plumbing systems for showers, sinks, and toilets, electrical systems that power lighting, appliances, and air conditioning. Each one of these systems adds convenience and comfort to the RV lifestyle, but each one also introduces potential failure points. If a plumbing line breaks, you lose water access. If the generator fails, you lose electricity. If the transmission overheats, the entire vehicle may become undrivable. Now imagine these problems happening in a remote location. Motorhomes are often used to explore national parks, deserts, mountain highways, and remote camping areas where services are limited. Unlike normal cars, large RVs cannot be easily towed by standard roadside assistance vehicles. They require specialized heavy-duty towing equipment, and repair shops capable of handling large motorhomes are not available everywhere. In some cases, the nearest qualified repair facility may be hundreds of miles away. This is why many RV travelers prepare for emergencies before leaving home. They often carry emergency repair tools, spare parts and fluids, satellite communication devices, backup power supplies, extra food and water. Experienced travelers understand that self-reliance is an important part of long-distance RV adventures. However, this is where electric vehicles may begin to change the equation. Because while traditional motorhomes rely on complex combustion engines with many moving parts, electric drivetrains are mechanically much simpler. And that simplicity could reduce the risk of certain types of breakdowns entirely. But electric motorhomes introduce a different question. If mechanical problems become less common, what happens if the real challenge becomes energy instead? That is exactly what we will explore next. Why electric motorhomes could actually be more reliable. At first, many people assume an electric motorhome would be riskier than a traditional diesel RV. But when you look closer at the technology, the opposite may actually be true. Electric vehicles are fundamentally simpler machines, and simplicity often leads to reliability. To understand why, we need to look at how traditional combustion engines work. A typical diesel engine contains hundreds of moving parts that must operate perfectly together. These include components such as pistons moving up and down thousands of times per minute, valves opening and closing precisely, fuel pumps delivering pressurized fuel, turbochargers increasing engine performance, exhaust systems handling hot gases, multi-gear transmissions transferring power to the wheels. Each one of these parts experiences heat, pressure, vibration, and wear during operation. Over time, even small issues can develop into major mechanical failures. For example, a single failing fuel injector or overheating turbocharger can disable an entire diesel engine. Now compare that with an electric drivetrain. An electric motor has dramatically fewer moving components. Instead of hundreds of mechanical parts constantly interacting, an electric powertrain relies on electric motors, power electronics, a battery pack, a simplified gear system. This reduced complexity removes many of the common failure points found in combustion engines. Tesla vehicles have already demonstrated this advantage in the real world. Many Tesla owners have reported driving hundreds of thousands of miles with very little mechanical maintenance beyond tires, brakes, and basic service. Electric motors do not require oil changes. They do not contain spark plugs. They do not rely on combustion cycles or exhaust systems. This simplicity makes them extremely durable. If a Tesla motorhome used the same drivetrain technology developed for Tesla trucks or other heavy electric platforms, the mechanical reliability could be significantly higher than traditional diesel RVs. That alone could reduce one of the biggest headaches of long-distance motorhome travel. However, electric vehicles introduce a different concern: energy. With diesel vehicles, running out of fuel can often be solved quickly by bringing extra fuel. But with electric vehicles, energy management becomes more important. Travelers must consider battery range, terrain, and charging locations carefully. So, while electric motorhomes may reduce mechanical failures, they raise a new question. What happens if the battery runs low in a remote area far away from charging infrastructure? That is exactly the challenge modern EV technology is trying to solve. The real safety systems Tesla could use. Tesla vehicles already include several technologies designed specifically to reduce the risk of drivers becoming stranded. And if Tesla ever built a motorhome, these safety systems would likely become even more advanced, because motorhome travelers often venture far away from cities, service stations, and reliable communication networks. One of the most important technologies Tesla already uses is advanced navigation energy prediction. Tesla vehicles constantly analyze multiple factors while driving. For example, the system calculates remaining battery range, elevation changes along the route, weather conditions that affect energy use, available charging stations nearby. Unlike traditional fuel gauges, Tesla's navigation system actively predicts how much energy a trip will require. If the vehicle detects that the planned route may push the battery too close to empty, the system immediately alerts the driver and recommends charging stops. This kind of predictive energy planning dramatically reduces the chances of unexpectedly running out of power. For a Tesla motorhome traveling long distances, this intelligence would be even more valuable. But Tesla could add even more layers of protection. One possibility is solar roof charging. Motorhomes have large roof surfaces, making them ideal platforms for solar panels. While solar power alone may not fully recharge a large battery quickly, it could slowly generate electricity throughout the day. This could provide enough power to support essential systems or extend driving range slightly during long trips. Another important feature would likely be large battery packs with extremely long range. A Tesla motorhome could potentially carry a massive battery, similar to those used in Tesla semi-trucks. This could allow hundreds of miles of driving range, reducing the need for frequent charging stops. Communication is another critical factor when traveling far from help. Tesla could integrate Starlink satellite connectivity directly into the motorhome. This would allow travelers to maintain internet access and emergency communication even in areas without cellular service. If a problem occurs, drivers could immediately contact support or emergency services. Tesla vehicles already support remote diagnostics, allowing service teams to analyze vehicle issues through software. If something goes wrong, Tesla engineers can often identify the problem instantly. And Tesla operates mobile service fleets, meaning technicians travel to the vehicle rather than requiring the vehicle to reach a repair center. For travelers exploring remote landscapes, this type of service could become a major advantage. Instead of being completely stranded, help could come directly to them. The reality of remote travel. Even with the most advanced technology, remote travel always carries some level of risk. It does not matter whether you're driving a traditional diesel RV or a future Tesla motorhome. When you travel far away from cities, highways, and service stations, preparation becomes extremely important. Experienced RV travelers understand this very well. Long-distance road trips often take people deep into remote landscapes such as deserts, forests, mountain passes, and national parks. In these environments, basic services like fuel stations, repair shops, or even cellular signal may be many miles away. Because of this, seasoned travelers usually prepare carefully before leaving home. Many carry essential emergency equipment, such as satellite communication devices that allow them to contact help even without cellular service, emergency food and water supplies in case travel delays occur, portable power systems that can run small appliances or charge electronics, backup navigation tools in case digital maps fail. This level of preparation is part of responsible long-distance travel. However, electric motorhomes could introduce several advantages that traditional RVs do not have. One of the biggest benefits is the large onboard battery pack. Unlike diesel motorhomes that depend on fuel generators for electricity, an electric motorhome could store massive amounts of energy directly inside its battery system. This stored energy could power important systems such as refrigerators, lighting, climate control, cooking equipment, communication devices. In some cases, a fully charged battery could provide power for several days of off-grid living. Another advantage could come from solar energy systems. Motorhomes typically have large roof areas, making them perfect for solar panels. While solar panels alone may not fully recharge a large battery quickly, they could slowly generate electricity throughout the day. This would allow travelers to extend their energy supply while parked in remote locations. Communication technology could also become a major improvement. With satellite internet services like Starlink, a Tesla motorhome could maintain connectivity even in places where mobile networks do not exist. That means travelers could still access navigation tools, weather updates, and emergency communication services almost anywhere. In many ways, electric motorhomes could become some of the most self-sufficient travel vehicles ever built. Instead of relying completely on fuel stations and service infrastructure, they could generate, store, and manage their own energy while exploring some of the most remote places on Earth. Final thoughts. The idea of a Tesla motorhome raises many questions, but the fear of breaking down far from help is not unique to electric vehicles. It already exists with traditional RV travel. What electric technology may offer is something different: greater reliability, advanced diagnostics, and new forms of energy independence. The future of long-distance travel may actually become safer as electric vehicle technology improves. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into Tesla technology, electric vehicles, and the future of travel. Also comment below and tell me honestly, would you trust an electric Tesla motorhome for long remote road trips? And if you want to see what Tesla's next big vehicle could look like, watch the next video where we explore the possibility of a fully electric Tesla camper designed for off-grid adventures. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.